Well, good morning everyone. It's the 20th of August. It's morning for me anyway. We're at just the laybys by Ypres on Dorchester. We came up from Devon yesterday, having got new glasses for Carol and I. Picked those up in Tavistock and went to the dentist, all well there, so that was all good. And then we went down to Plymouth and Carol had her hair done, first time since lockdown, so she was really pleased to get her hair cut. We pulled away from there about 11 o'clock and headed up the road out of Devon. Stopped for some lunch on the way before we came out off the main road there. That was great. Went to switch the fridge on because we'd switched it off. We'd had to fuel up and we'd switched off. We'd filled up with LPG both for the cooking and fridge and for fuel at Exeter Services at the racecourse, so that was good. That all went well. But when we went to put the fridge back on, it wouldn't fire up. Well, it would fire up and then it cut out after 30 seconds. I checked the usual things, cleaned out the flue and got rid of spiders' webs and things in there to make sure it wasn't that was making it cut out. Retested it, tested it again, and can't get it going. So basically it's been switched off since about 11 o'clock yesterday. It's now 9 o'clock. We phoned Adi, who is an RV chap in Weymouth. And he took me through pretty much the steps that I'd done, checking the gas was flowing by putting all the cooker rings on. I'd only put one cooker ring on, he said put all 4 on. We did that, did another clean round, took the little box off the bottom of the flue, blew through there with a straw, did all that again while we were here yesterday evening. Well, late afternoon. Still no go. So they said we can pop in there today, said not to arrive before 11. So fortunately we're on this road, we're not far from Weymouth, so we're going to drop in there. We're due to go down to campsite today, for 3 days before we get the ferry on Sunday to France. We may have to go without a fridge or freezer, and we've stocked up with food, so some of that may have to go to waste if we can't get it fixed. We've ordered a plug-in cool box from Halfords, which we're going to pick up at Havant on the way through, because that will be good enough to keep milk and yogurts in, and everything else will just have to take its chance, and we'll just have to buy more frequently instead of stocking up. If we can't get the fridge going. But AD has a very, very good reputation for RV work. If he can't fix it because it needs a part or something, then we're just going to have to go without. We'll make do. This trip to France has been fated. We've got the COVID restrictions and all that stuff going on, and I mean thousands and thousands of people have cancelled their ferry bookings apparently, so much so that P&O and whatnot have actually cut a lot of their ferries. And there's a chap here who's trying to get to Spain, and his ferry had been cut, and he was being offered you know, something ridiculous like, you can have a ferry in November. It's like, I want to go now. So he's managed to get booked on, I think, with the DFDS to go across to Dieppe. They seem to be the only ferries that are running regular services. Everybody else is cutting and making messes and everything else, so really glad we went with them, and for us they were a lot cheaper anyway. So there we are, that's me wittering on this morning. Carol's just clearing up in the van. We're going to head down the road towards Weymouth, because it's about 40 minutes away, so we'll park up and then get a bit closer and then park up and then go in to see AD and see if he can restart the thing. There's a thing on Norcold which cuts out if it thinks it's not cooling. Because it's gas, it can actually heat up if it's not, the cooling isn't working. So sometimes that needs resetting. We had to have that done once before. So we'll see whether that might be the issue. There was a suspicion that our motherboard was getting, the control board was getting maybe a bit ancient and might need replacing. That was last year. Everything started working fine, so it was left at the time because there was no guarantee that a new board would actually make any difference, so we left it. It may be that that's now defunct, something on there's gone, so it's not picking up the fact that it is firing up. Don't know until later on today, so it'll be 24 hours by the time by the time we get to AD's. There's no guarantee you'll look at it at 11 o'clock. Stuff in the fridge and freezer at the moment is okay. I think the freezer we haven't opened. We've got some chips out yesterday evening, but that should still be frozen in there. It's pretty well packed as well, so that keeps it frozen. It's all an adventure. But one way or another, we're getting on that flaming ferry, I'll tell you. Because we're just not going to give in on this. So anyway, it's been great getting out here in the sunshine this morning, having a chat with you guys, getting it off my chest. By the time you see this video, it'll all be sorted. We'll be in France, probably. So stay with us. We're going, and we'll take you with us on our little adventure. It's all sent to try us, isn't it? But with the Lord's help, yeah, we'll get there. And if we have to just use a little box, you know, most stuff doesn't really need the fridge most of the time, as long as you eat it up quickly. So it's just a case of keeping less stuff in stock. Hopefully we'll be able to stop in villages and towns through France and pick up fresh veg and stuff, so yeah. We'll be okay. Don't worry about us, okay? Hope you're all well. Take care, God bless, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now. We've just passed Bridport. We're on the, I think this is the A35. It's quite busy behind us. We pulled into this lay-by because we've got to kill 3/4 of an hour. But we wanted to get past Bridport this morning before it got busy. It can get really clogged up there. And we want to get to AD's in good time. It's quite breezy, so you might be getting some wind noise, but the view here is absolutely spectacular. Really, really lovely. Look at that. Across the Dorset countryside. And that's back towards Bridport that way. Yeah. There we are. Well, it's It's a little bit of a lay-by, at least it's right back off the road. So we came in, it's a bit narrow coming in for us, but nice and wide here. And then we've got a bit of a slope there to come out. So we're going to have to take that very carefully because it's a bit of a tip as we turn onto the road. And it is a very busy road. Lots of lorries and things come up this road. Very, very busy. So we'll just take our time, wait for a nice big gap, which does come along, and then pull out here. That's the thing with driving one of these, you just have to take it very, very steady, very, very carefully. Carol keeps me under control. Let's have a look at your hair, Carol. Carol had her hair done yesterday. There we go, look at that. All shorn off and cut. She's a happy girl now. If you had a fridge that worked, you'd be even happier, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I thought I'd be so happy to get my hair cut after 6 months.
It's been 6 months since you had your hair done. Yeah, apart from your fringe, which I cut a couple of times, but yeah, she wouldn't let me cut the rest of it.
No. I said to my hairdresser that Gary offered to cut the rest of it. I went, no way. I'll put up with it. I don't want to look like a zombie, thank you.
Oh dear. Yeah. So we're still having fun. We really should be trucking on our way down to, where are we going?
Worthing.
Worthing.
Yeah.
Should be trucking our way down to Worthing right now.
Like 2.5 hours, 3 hours away.
There we are, we're going to stop off and see if we can get this fridge fixed and then go on, pick up a cool box which we've got ordered at Halfords at Haven't. Which is conveniently just off the main road, the A27, so that's good. And then we'll truck on down to Worthing and the campsite. And one way or another, I mean, it may be that the fridge works on mains, but it didn't seem to work on the. It didn't work on the generator. So that says to me that it has done this cut-off thing. Oh, look at that one! Look at that bird. Don't know whether you can see that. You can see him on the video, swooping around, riding the wind. Yeah, he's a bit far away from my camera to pick up, I think. So that's where we've stopped at the moment. We're going to be here for about 3/4 of an hour. Just thought we'd do a little video while we're here and put it into today's blog. So you'll see this probably in a couple of weeks' time, by the time we're in France actually. There we are. So stay with us as we travel across the south of England and down through France. God bless. Bye for now. Hi everybody, just to let you know on the end of this video for today that we've arrived safely at the Worthing campsite. We've travelled, Carol's just worked out, the straight route would have taken us about 120 miles. We've probably done 130, 140 miles with the side slides down various places to do different things. So we, this morning we went to see Addy, the RV guy, and he, his magic fingers, he merely touched the workings of the fridge and it succumbed to his magic and started working. He's given it a good clean out, a good blowout with his air hose and everything, so it all should be good. Made sure that everything was tight in there and everything. Really didn't do anything much more than I did, except he had a air hose, but it works. So we're very grateful to him for sorting that out for us and making us very welcome there as well. So we are then headed back along, got fuel, and then we stopped off at Halford's and picked up Cool Box. Should we show you our new Cool Box? It's here whirring away. So I can get the camera on it. There we are. There it is. I'll do a better shot of that, but I'll do a picture of that in a minute. It's very difficult to do it when you can't see what you're doing. So we've got that plugged in. It's on a 12 volt. We have got an adapter, so we can plug it into the mains if we want to, but we're trying it on the adapter at the moment, make sure it works fine. It's not a big thing, but it is a backup now if the fridge packs in, and we can pile the milk and Carol's yogurts in there, and that will keep those fresh. So that's our backup fridge now, just in case. We're pretty tired because we've done a lot of miles. We got stuck in quite a lot of traffic. It took us, how many hours? 7 hours?
Yeah.
All told? From starting out near Ypres to getting here was about 7 hours. It's 6:30 now. But we've got a nice little pitch in the shade, watching everybody coming in and out. We're not far from the water, so we're happy. We've got electric. Carol's just doing a little bit of tea, having some pasta and tuna, cheese, so that'll be nice. And then we're going to have an early night, I think. The sun's shining. Tomorrow I think is going to be a bit on and off, windy, rainy stuff, but we're just going to rest up, get ourselves sorted out, do some financial stuff I've got to do, so that we can pay off some bills and things. I think Carol's got some finance stuff to do as well, to do with her mum's probate, so that's all in hand. So yeah, a successful day. We started the day with no fridge, we've ended the day with a fridge and a backup fridge, and we're where we need to be. We're in shooting distance of the ferry. There is a LPG station between us and there at Brighton, so we can top up the LPG if we think it needs it before we get into France. I don't think we'll have any problem getting LPG in France. There seem to be more stations over there for LPG than there are here. So yeah, we got here. Successful day, an adventure day. Getting in and out of Halfords was fun. The usual sort of taking up 4 spaces, riding around the car park very carefully, trying to find those 4 spaces. It's very busy in there actually for a sunny Thursday afternoon near the seaside. Lots of shops around there, lots of outlets, and pretty busy. So anyway, we got in, we got out, we got the fridge, little cool box, electric cool box. So we're all set up now. Shouldn't have any problems now before Sunday, and heading off to France at last. Yeah! How long have we waited for this? Seems to be a year. It's not really, because we didn't intend to go until sort of later in last year anyway, December time, but yeah, it's been a long wait. Finally we're on our way. Okay, God bless, take care, see you soon, bye for now.